gosh, I feel so amped up these days. I'm spending tons of time filling orders, which I love doing. And then beyond that, I've been trying to make all of my holiday gifts for my friends and family. So I created a new lava rock hoop earring. It's a little smaller and has a black lava rock. And since the lava rock is so porous and absorbent, you can dab a little bit of essential oil onto it and carry that scent with you all day. I also referenced some of my books and things I've heard in the past to create a deck of cards filled with positive affirmations. So you can flip through them and get a boost of confidence and optimism and feel really good. And in between crafting, Kaylee and I began a festive project where we'd make this year's ornaments from oranges. Oh no, they work. This is good. Yeah, the color on these is really cool. No, I think it was honestly looking at... I feel like I feel yeah. But it's been so packed, but we baked our slices on 200 for 5 hours to dehydrate them without burning them. Then the next day we strung them in her studio to get them ready for the tree. The way the picture is framed is just like right at our feet. Like I can't crop our feet out of the picture. So I was like, oh, this will be great. Like, we'll just fall asleep and when we wake up, it'll be done. And then, oh my god. The ones on the bottom shelf, because that's where the heat comes from, just got warmer than the top shelf. Our top one doesn't work. So I don't know. That's probably the only reason mine were literally black in the morning. And we had a couple things to do at the cabin that week too. With all the new plantings this year, we had to fasten some netting over the rhododendrons and azaleas to keep the deer from eating the buds. And we brought down the lumber we're going to use for a bed frame.
Tips of the trees are just orange.
We left in the twilight for our first light show of the season at a historic site nearby where a group of people called the Shakers once lived.
If you would, and then they'll guide you out the far end of the storage into the village.
Sweet, thank you.
Lots to see and do. Hi, how are you? Good. Are you registering? It disappears right away. I keep forgetting to do it today.
Oh, it's a chicken again. Wow.
Merry Christmas, honey. Yeah. The snowman's dusting off his hat, putting on the show for everybody, to give him a smile that lasts another year.
I want to make something useful for winter, and I feel like an all-healing salve would be pretty good. Something that could repair dry and cracked skin and prevent it from happening again, or help with occasional pain, which had my yarrow from the garden in it. And then I added some calendula too. I do have a separate just calendula oil that I think I'm going to use. And I want to try this recipe out and give it to a few people as holiday gifts. I use a little bit of shea butter and some beeswax pellets. This is a really good mix I'm excited about. I have jojoba oil, calendula oil, vitamin E oil, and coconut oil. I have rosemary and lavender oil, essential oils. Both are said to soothe the skin and aid in repair. Oh, it smells so good. The salve came out so well. It's got a nice, even consistency. Overall, it's really solid, but it frees up from the tin easily with your finger and starts to melt in your hand, which makes it very easy to spread. I had a little bit left over and I wasn't sure what to do with it, and then it clicked. I had some cardboard chapstick containers and I've been meaning to make a lip balm forever. So I filled some of these. It'll be perfect for the winter since the air gets so dry and harsh and cold. My lips usually get pretty cracked around this time, but I've been using this and they've stayed so soft and hydrated. So overall, I'm really happy with how this turned out, and I definitely think I'll be making some more. And I actually ended up adding a few more products after the initial batch. I used some lanolin and some arnica and comfrey oil as well, just to really amp up the effect of it. It's so exhilarating and fun to watch the process unfold from ideation to execution, figuring out what you want to make, researching it, in this case, growing the yarrow and infusing it in the oil, waiting patiently and really getting in tune with it. There's really nothing like it. Okay. Huh. And then we drove north to see how Vermont and New Hampshire had decorated for the season.
But like even I might get I would love a leather satchel where I can just have like 2 or 3 lenses. It really wasn't well inspired.
And we grabbed bagel sandwiches at a cafe in the hills before reaching our first festive stop. And as we worked our way up Route 100, we'd stop at every small town along the way that was decked in lights. This is so cool. We just happened to drive by a Christmas parade.
Wow.
Sometime after 8, we got into Burlington, where the streets were pretty quiet, but still aglow, in part from the full moon. And we ate at a cozy farm-to-table restaurant before turning in at an old bed and breakfast up the road. So This little getaway is so much fun, seeing so many Christmas lights and really finally getting pretty festive. We're going to go towards New Hampshire after we finish up shopping here. And Kyle's taking me to this place called Lonesome Woods, which he's told me a lot about, and it looks really cool. And when we walked into Lonesome Woods, right at closing, the owner Nick lit up with a huge grin because him and Kyle know each other. And he had this way of making us feel right at home in his beautifully curated curio shop.
So, reissues and then
You got the record?
I can't go out to sell my copy. Yeah, like I have so much stuff. You know I have a lot of stuff. I got skis, I got snowshoes, I got taxidermy. So a lot of it I've been saving until I can do that.
There's another one about one of his friends. It's worth it to watching.
Oh, I didn't see it. Yeah. They called him like, no, I didn't see it. I saw it. They did a Hollywood. He didn't do a lot of stuff. Lucy Heartworn Highways.
I've seen clips. I want to see Heartworn Highway.
Red Standard. Maybe it's in that movie actually. About a guy really for that movie. And he was like, oh, I'm gonna.
And after 2 days of running around wide-eyed, we went back home for the big holiday. And I made some healthy Buckeyes because I'm such a sucker for peanut butter. In perfect timing, a blanket of fresh snow came that day, and we went to meet everyone at my parents' house for Christmas Eve for an intimate night of games and festivities.
Look at their timers, and they sparkle and twinkle, and they're awesome.
And then Christmas morning arrived. And with all the Christmas commotion settling, I started getting really excited about the new year ahead.